Tulipscent. Flowers are on display in every building in this area. The poisonous stink of all these fetid blooms will stick in the throats and noses of all the right-thinking villains who come within 4 leagues of the place.
Welcome to Tulipscent, everyone. This is the first level of the game where it really starts ramping up the difficulty. We are in pretty seriously bad shape in this level. The enemy keeper down here at the bottom can attract the best creatures. He has more room access than us. He has access to gems, we don't. And to make
your minions are unable to reach their lairs.
And to make matters worse, there's going to be a load of high-level heroes are going to come in and try and chow down on us. So we've got to kind of use a bit of nous in this level. Adding to our woes is the fact that the enemy starts off with 2 level 8 orcs and a level 2 vampire in this level. So a blitzkrieg strategy with the level 10 dragon that we've transferred in isn't really an option, and even a level 10 horn reaper might struggle, and transferring one in probably isn't the best idea because there's no way I'm going to be able to research up to the temple even with a level 10 dragon before the sparks start flying. I'm going to dig out a ton of as much room as I can here without breaking through any walls. This part of the level calls for expanding as much as you can while retaining a fortified position. Basically at some point the heroes are going to trigger, and you really do not want to let them into the dungeon. When I say high level, I mean high level. We're talking level 8 and 9 heroes coming through, and there's just no way we can hold off a force like that in our immediate state. You will notice that the game has very kindly given us 2 level 1 horned reapers.
Some of your minions are unable to reach the treasure room.
Again, that's a bit of a mixed blessing, because horned reapers, as formidable as they are in combat, are as much a pain in the arse without a temple. Because they're going to cost gold, which as you can see is in pretty short supply for us, really. We don't have access to a gem seam, for one, and after the initial deposits we are going to have to be a little bit more careful in where we get our gold from. Continue digging out here. I'll drop a library in place and let our dragon get researching. You can choose to research a little slower in this game because of the hero triggers. I'll explain those quickly. The hero parties don't appear until certain conditions are met. One of which is you have to have researched up to the invisibility spell, and another one is you get 17 creatures, and the other one is your opponent gets 17 creatures and has the invisibility spell. I'm pretty sure your opponent has the invisibility spell anyway, but basically that summons 3 parties of heroes. Another disadvantage we have in this level, I mentioned that the enemy keeper can get better creatures than us. There are 2 bile demons in the creature pool, both of which we attracted early. That's why I put the lair and the hatchery down really quickly. And we also have the only other creatures we're able to attract are trolls, orcs and skeletons. Apart from that, we can't attract warlocks, we can't attract dark mistresses, we can't attract dragons. I'm pretty sure that the other keeper can attract these. The only advantage we have is our boulder trap going down there. As you can see, the invisibility research has been done, and the first wave of heroes is on the way, so it's time to initiate Operation Complete and Utter Bastard. And what I'm going to try and do, I'm going to mine out as much of this gold down here as possible without causing a breach. Heroes can't penetrate gold, so I'm going to use that to my advantage and mine out as much as this I can before the blue keeper starts harassing me. And one thing to also be aware of is that the enemy keeper in this level is exceedingly aggressive. As soon as he's up to his creature portal max of 17, he'll launch an attack. Just a little overriding thing from what I said earlier in the level, I do have one gem seam available, however, as you saw earlier, it is completely encased in impenetrable rock, so I've only got one face to work on, and while that'll keep you know, keep some of my dungeon running, it won't be enough on its own. But fortunately this level turns out to be fairly short, because once we get past the initial setup, we end up in a pretty much open warfare situation where the level ends fairly quickly. I'm being careful with how many imps I create here. What I'm doing here is I'm going to create this position and I'm going to fortify it. So once again, heroes can't get in. So I cannot stress that bit enough. Heroes cannot be allowed to get into your dungeon, especially early in the level. There will be points later on where you'll let them in, but certainly before you've dispensed with the blue keeper, there is no reason to confront those heroes. And another thing that's good about fortifying here is that if and when the blue keeper does become aggressive and claim your territory, which he will try and do, he will defortify the walls, and if he lets the heroes in, the heroes will go after him and not me, and he's just as vulnerable to the hero. And he's not just as vulnerable as me, but he is, while he's probably capable of surviving an assault from either of us, he's not able to handle both, and that is the most likely place we're going to win this level.
A new room has been researched.
And that's the prison, which I'm going to build, because the prison will actually attract skeletons as well, so that will come in useful certainly later in the level, because if you do have to face the heroes, having them on your side is a lot better than being against them. Anyway, there is about to be some action, so I will cut here and I will join you again in video 2, where we'll hopefully see the plan come to fruition.